Ooh, bacon.
Hey, what's up, Baconians? It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to my channel. I am about to get into episode 2 of the 4th season of the Expanse entitled Jetsam. Jetsam, if I remember correctly, it's debris, but I can never remember. So there's flotsam and there's jetsam, and I think one is debris in the water and the other is debris on land.
Close, but no.
Flotsam sounds like it's probably the one in the water, but I'm not sure. I have a feeling that it's one of those things where it's always the exact opposite of whatever you think it is, you know? But it doesn't really matter. Previous episode, it was great. I loved watching how they remixed certain things, how Murtry was on the shuttle this time. I'm pretty sure he was not on the shuttle that got blown up in the book, which is great because it streamlines things. It gets him right into the action, gives him a more personal angle on why he is so upset and some of the things that he will do later. Whereas in the books, it's sort of like a purely ideological issue he has here. And I'm hoping that that survives into the story here, because that was an important aspect of the events that unfolded. Seeing how there is an ideological battle going on here. It's not just about personal stakes and, you know, what people may have lost or had invested into things as people, but also sort of like these bigger ideas, kind of like what we saw in the previous season with Drummer, where she was talking to Ashford about how, you know, this is what it means to be a belter. And I don't want to lose that, you know, as we transition into this new future. Some of that is relevant to Murtry because a big part of his motivation in the book as a character was this idea of this is what civilization is. And if we don't hold to certain aspects of this idea of civilization, then everything falls apart, and all the entire history basically of human struggle has been for nothing. That's basically in a nutshell how he sees things ideologically. And so I hope we don't lose that, because it was an important part of the discussion of the book, you know. It was great seeing Naomi take her first steps onto an actual world. That was something we didn't get in the books, and you know, it was very emotional. Made me tear up, as you guys saw.
A man who's not afraid to cry.
You know, it was just great seeing all the characters that I've missed coming back, and I can't wait to see where things go going forward. So come on, let's get right into it. And hopefully they'll explain what Jetsam is, since I can't freaking remember.
Reach out, and reach out, flipping, supposed to the goddamn monkey to see if something clicks. What are we gonna shit for it? Coins in the pockets. You die and leave a hand behind. Talk to me, gentlemen. After a lawyer, be smart about this. So what do we got here?
This is brilliant. This is already something I'm loving that the books didn't really give us, and of course there's a reason for that. But we're getting to see so much more of Proto Miller's thought process.
Things that brought down your shuttle.
Yeah, that must be it.
Think there's something to that?
I'll go check out the crash site.
Amos, go with him.
To us, this looks like a machine, but on this planet, it could be an organism.
Nice way to hang a lampshade on it.
Looks like the inside of the rank station. That's protomolecule tech.
If it's active,
Yeah, we should test everyone for infection.
I mean, it is
Where it
true.
came from?
Life can develop in using a completely different universal solvent and organic organic specifically means carbon, but you know,
Go in there
substrate
anyway.
for life to develop on. But the reason most likely why water and carbon and things will end up being the way most life is just because it's simpler, from what I understand. It's just, it requires, life will almost always choose whatever requires the least amount of energy. You know what I mean? And that's how it works. It's just, oh man, what happened here? Did people get spaced, or is this, or are these people from when the ship was destroyed earlier and they've just been floating around this whole time and finally going through the ring?
Those colony ships are packed with supplies. Fat, easy prey. Built a protomolecule. It's bound to happen.
I'm sure the UN will graciously accept their share of the blame.
If they were aware of the incident, they would have told us by now.
Unless they're waiting to see if we're honest enough to tell them ourselves, which we must. There's no gain in this.
No.
Turns you against each other.
That peace cannot change a century of anger overnight. And that there are belters who still know how to hate.
I'll tell you what, it's really interesting watching Drummer evolve
If there is
into a
active
competent
protomolecule on
politician.
Terra,
Holden will deal with it. He'll have to. The next closest ship is 2 months away. But this will get out one way or another. It's going to scare people.
maybe that's not so bad. It'll support your position that going through the rings is too dangerous.
Sometimes I fucking hate being right.
I know, baby. Yeah, she's so stylish.
You're very good in those boots, man.
And look who's gotten used
I
to
have a
space.
difference.
I wouldn't have even known that she was in orbit.
Like myself to abandon their careers, but what can I do?
Okay, everybody, back to your seats.
I have
We can
tenure.
pick this up later.
I am so happy you're here.
I wouldn't have missed it.
Okay, so who's this? Who was that? I mean, it's not her husband, right? Unless that they recast the actor with someone way, way younger.
I never thought I'd see the aurora borealis on Mars.
That's what you get when you make a magnetosphere.
You're such a romantic. We've lost that kind of generational thinking on Earth.
All right, it's definitely not her husband.
Are you sure about that?
Did in everything they
Who
do.
is this?
I like the things you see better than the ones I do.
I'm trying to remember what character this is. Unless they made someone new. Wow, first visit to Mars. Look how things are changing. Gotta love it. I love her braids. Who did she just notice? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy looking at her hair.
This is American Valley Police Action. All individuals in the vicinity may be detained or searched. Remain in place until you receive further instructions.
Impeccable record. Family man. Good Martian.
I'll take your word for it.
He was found in a cargo container this morning with his neck snapped. You seem very fond of Earthers. For a Martian, I mean.
Fuck you. Everything I've ever done has been for Mars. I came back here to willingly face a court-martial for Mars. I scrap those bloody ships every day for Mars.
All right. You can go.
She just wanted to see how you would react to getting
This
pushed.
is just how it's gonna be from now on, right?
Do let us know if you learn anything that might be useful in our investigation. Demolition Tech, 3rd class Draper.
I think that they kind of worsened her current life situation for the show. I don't think it was quite this bad for her. She was definitely like living with her brother, I think it was. I think she was between jobs, but I don't remember her being like, you know, just constantly put through the shit.
We need to test everyone who was injured for infection. It's all right. My crew just did it. We're all fine. I just need your help with the settlers as a precaution.
Is this going to be another Eros?
No. No.
You can't
That's
say
why
that.
we're
You don't
here. Make
know.
sure that doesn't happen.
I lost a lot of family on Ganymede. This has to work. This place. We have nowhere else to go.
Because this is Bosnia's wife, right?
What do we need to do?
Patoa's mother, I thought. I can't think of her name. And that looks really good. They did some good work.
God damn. How did anyone live through this?
Interesting pairing, Amos and Murtry. I'm trying to spot the seams, the digital seams,
I'll see
the
you
edges of what's
bugs.
real and what they added with effects. There's really good effects work. That's what they'll do to make it more real. So there'll be real elements, and they'll pick a transition point, and then you'll have the fake elements, but they blend together better because of
Hey,
the
Murtry.
fact you're using enough real stuff. Murty.
It's like a blasting cap to you.
It's Murtry. And yes, it does.
You know how belters are. If they can't use it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. You've got us totally figured out.
Yep, that's why they brought Naomi down. Get the belter perspective. Because all this stuff in the books, it was just Holden and Elvie. Hey, let me know in the comments if you really don't want me to mention anything from the books. Because my intention is never to accidentally spoil people. And so if you'd prefer not to know anything about the differences, just let me know and I won't talk about it anymore. Oh man, I can't wait till we have our G-Wiz technology like we do in sci-fi. 'Cause that's pretty cool. That actually, something like that probably isn't too far away. Nice constantly reminding us that Naomi is not used to having to do stuff under the weight of gravity. Because she's so worn out from just walking around. Oh, that looks amazing, actually. Okay, I'm down with this design choice.
Assuming this solar system is the same age as our own.
Radioisotope dating puts this structure at approximately 1.5 billion years old.
A pretty big assumption, though, assuming
You don't
that the
see how
solar
strange that
system's the
is?
same age as ours.
Apparently not.
The local life forms are much, much younger than that. This structure predates multicellular life on this planet. That's a lot of interacting systems. There's no way to tell how they're mixed.
See, I had assumed that all the organisms on the planet were also constructs
The
of the
structure appears to be
made
solid.
by the
If the
builders.
swarm came out of this, I can't say where.
Holden, you be careful. You know you're linked to things. If you touch it, you might make something happen. It's probably actually what he's checking.
Just feels dead.
For now.
You are all good.
Ilus.
Man, dude. I get
You
it,
don't
though.
have an autoclave?
Used to. Brought it down from the Bob, but a week later it died. Too much dust in the air here.
Well, you know, I'd probably get Amos to come and help you out with that. He's kind of a genius when it comes to gizmos.
Yeah? I wouldn't say no, thanks.
I do not want any relationship to happen between these two because I ship Amos. I ship Alex with Bobbie. She's very pretty, though.
Looks like we got 2 new customers.
This is Jacob, my husband, and
Oh.
Vasya.
It's a pleasure to make your
Just
acquaintance.
slow that roll there, Alex.
No one at the mine saw any bugs. Guess we were the lucky ones. We full for dinner?
Alex, you're welcome to join for dinner.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been a long, rough day, and you guys need some family time together, right? All right, I'll see you soon.
Don't want to make it awkward, huh? I tell you, the need for romance is such an annoying thing sometimes.
Who hurt you?
I really wish I could turn it off. I'm way, way too much of a romantic.
You speak for this camp?
Where did you get this?
At the pad. Your people blew up that pad deliberately. That's what took down our shuttle. You killed a lot of my people.
We will not be
Either
intimidated.
they pay for this, or you all will.
Yeah, that's Murtry.
It's a
Man, you
complex
see Amos
situation.
respects it.
Some people believe that carving up the map at this stage is premature.
The Belters don't seem to think so.
Some people.
They've already begun
If
mineral
that's wrong.
extraction on Ilus. Excuse me, ma'am.
The new Terra is an anomaly. It would take years before we can begin to seriously consider colonization. Gentlemen?
We just received this from New York.
Interesting. Okay, so they're introducing a completely different
Hold there, please.
subplot that wasn't in the books, I'm pretty sure.
You've been flagged for additional screening.
I'll handle this. She's a personal guest of the Secretary General.
Yeah, seriously.
This way.
Having powerful friends can definitely be an amazing experience sometimes. Get to go places you never imagined, get to see things you never thought you'd see, eat things you don't even know how to eat.
Thank you.
That is a weird thing, though, where you have to sit there and watch other people eat
Hi.
so that you can
Bobbie.
figure out what you're supposed to do. Your persona non grata, huh? They know who you are, unfortunately. Yeah, see? Not knowing what to do. Who be this? Who are you, buddy?
Sergeant Draper.
I'm not a sergeant anymore, sir.
Of course, my apologies.
Oh wait, is that the
Bobbie.
religious guy that like chickened out at the end of
Who are you?
Arjun Avasarala, at your service. I have wanted to meet you for such a long time to thank you in person.
They did recast her husband.
You're welcome, sir. And respectfully, if you married Christian, you're a hell of a lot braver than I ever was.
That surprises me. I'm gonna have to look and see if the original actor died or something, because that's really weird that they recast him.
My dear friend, Admiral Michael Sauder once said, "The war does not end when people put down their guns. It ends when they reconcile." As we gather here tonight, it is clear to me that he was right. Admiral Sauder died in the war, killed for following his conscience. He died in defense of Earth and Mars and the greater truth that unites us. But my planet has no monopoly on people of courage and conscience. They're here as well. And so let us take a moment of silence for Admiral Sauder and all those like him, on both sides, for they are the best of us and our only hope for a lasting and permanent peace.
I'm glad she didn't actually say her name, though. That could have been damaging to Bobbie. I mean, she's already suffering essentially because of the fact she has
Medina
these
Station continues
connections.
to exist only by the goodwill of Earth and Mars, and our fleets. Belters would do well to remember that.
Jesus, dude, slow your fucking roll.
They want to head on a spike so they don't look weak.
Well, they are weak. The Inners can no longer police the belt.
Then we had best do it for them.
Have you decrypted the nav logs from the wreck?
Yeah, bossman. All done.
Good. Send them to me.
What are you up to, Ashford?
First day on a planet. How was it?
It's an eventful day.
Terrifying. Exhausting. Glorious. I'm gonna make a tea. Do you want a coffee?
Sure.
Waiting for him to be out of sight so you can finally collapse. I know you're trying to be strong as hell, woman, but gravity can be hard when you aren't used to it, and your body isn't used to it.
It's your cardiovascular system. It just ain't developing quickly enough.
I guess my body's a slow learner.
No, Naomi, your heart just ain't as strong as it needs to be in this gravity.
Don't say anything to Holden. He'll overreact. He's got enough on his mind already. Please.
Palpitations kind of suck. They just feel like someone's punching you in the chest over and over again.
I ran the UNN's unknown against the Rex navs and comlogs, and look what I found.
Marco Inaros. How well do you know him?
Only by reputation.
Naomi said you knew what he did to her. She's one of the smartest people I've ever met. How did Marco Inaros get his hooks in her?
He's charismatic. He's uncompromising. He's very dangerous. Men like that cast a spell.
They also make a lot of enemies.
Bringing Marco into the story earlier, that's good. That's a very good decision.
Not even a goodbye.
Did Admiral Sauder really say any of that?
I don't know. We rarely spoke. He didn't much care for
You were
me.
using me tonight, just like you used him. Playing some game that I don't understand. It was humiliating.
I wasn't trying to embarrass you.
She's such a good
I wanted to
actress.
see
I had
you.
no place at that table.
Show the rest of the idiots in that room that you still have friends in high places.
All they saw was Earth calling its lapdog to heal.
She does have some political acumen, though.
Come and work for me.
What?
Fuck these people. If they don't see how glorious you are, they don't deserve you.
I don't need you to save me. You don't owe me this.
Bobbie.
Good night, ma'am.
Vasarala doesn't offer employment to people to save them. She thinks she can get something useful out of you. This isn't charity.
I gotta file a report. I gotta tell them that it's finish the paperwork. I know. Stop it. I'm doing what you want. Stop it. So what do we got here?
Gotta show off them pics. Look at my pics.
We need to talk.
Hey, Europeans. You jealous? Huh? Jealous? Like my red Solo cup. Actually, it's not a Solo cup, it's just a red cup. Solo's a brand.
He wants me to go back.
Those openings were definitely not there before.
I'd feel a hell of a lot better if someone stayed at the Rossi, watched our asses in case we need backup.
You okay with that?
Yeah. I'll look
Nice.
after you boys.
Give her an out. Give her an out that allows her to save face. And face is so important to people. Even in cultures where it's not like hard baked into the culture.
In town. I'm keeping an eye on things, like Holden said.
All right, well, Holden and I are going on this
Later.
mission.
Oh, Amos.
Yo.
Never change, buddy. Never fucking change. He's bartering with bullets? I have a feeling Amos is actually gathering information. We're making contacts. Here we go.
You trying to take my job?
No. I got a better one. Shit, I could be rich here.
Sure, but there's nothing to buy.
What about that?
Oh, wow, they don't let you sleep on the ship?
I'm gonna sleep outside. It's like Earth here, except less pollution and more moons.
Please say your name soon, because I'm embarrassed that I can't remember what it is.
That was mine.
What else?
All right. All right, you two, just go ahead and have sex
Meet some
already.
friends.
It's late.
Being a responsible adult in a home full with a rebellious teenager is always so difficult. Oh, Bobbie, I love you so much. See what I mean about how like she's developed a lot of this sort of political acumen? She's smart. And she always put herself down thinking she wasn't smart enough for politics and espionage and all that other stuff, and she absolutely is. Even though sometimes she doesn't think about, you know, keeping a low profile. He's a drug dealer, huh?
What the hell are you up to?
David, baby, your aunt is becoming a problem.
Look, I had no idea she was coming, I swear.
Oh, fuck this.
Yeah, seriously, Bobbie could kill you all without even breaking a sweat. I don't know what that stuff was. Hopefully it's not toxic. What? You did what you needed to do.
David's out. For good. And next time there won't be a next time.
You need to go to the authorities, though. Because for one thing, they are still thinking you have something to do with things. It might explain why they specifically targeted her for questioning, though. They might have already had some information about her nephew being involved and maybe figured that, you know, because he's young and weak, that she must be the mastermind behind it or something. Or just maybe the person who really roped him in. I don't know. Just spitballing here. Really, Proto Miller, you couldn't have made them a better opening than that?
Back on series. Fuck. This water theft. It's always a big problem.
No cop stories.
Hey, it's got a moral.
I don't give a shit.
It's got a moral.
We get these mushrooms growing down there,
Just
see?
tell me what the fuck we're looking for.
Yeah, you're taking away his moment to be Miller. He likes that. He likes being Miller.
I need that out of there, okay?
A root.
I'm surprised they didn't have a mechanism to repair that, or to get rid of it on their
Seeing
own.
what lights come on, and right now that's a switch I can't flip.
Yeah, but is it a switch you should flip?
These people built stuff that lasts for billions of years and it can't handle a few roots.
There weren't any roots here when they
Like
built
that
this
message.
Jim, I don't
Nature
know
will
what
always
you, but the last time you
find
stuck
a
your
way.
hand in something for Miller, it put you in a coma.
She's got a point.
All right, no coma this time, kid. I promise. But we both need to figure out who killed the builders. I get my answers, you get yours.
Hey, they just called them the Builders for the first time.
Not having your voice in my head.
One voice in his head.
What does that mean?
You can hear them
100,000
all.
people died on arrows. Try carrying that around in your skull. Old woman humming her wedding song. Little kid having a nightmare.
I was wondering how they were going to work this in.
People screaming.
Because there are scenes in the books of that. Of their memories.
Sorry.
It was really tragic.
Well,
sort of stuck in these
you
loops.
finish this thing. Maybe we can all finally get some sleep, huh?
Okay. Didn't expect to see full-on booty. I wonder what birth control is like this far into the future. Because I would imagine literally no one gets pregnant until they want to.
Careful, Erta. They ain't over yet.
Now that was a threat.
Fuck!
Yep. Yeah, that's Murtry. Completely unnecessary escalation. You just activated the Stargate. Oh wait, no. That already happened. Move your ass, hold it.
Hold on! I gotcha!
You guys might have to cut bait. Man, thanks a lot, Proto Miller. Shit.
Jim, what's happening?
You've saved his hat.
Yeah, we're all right.
What the fuck was that?
Jim never knows what the fuck he did. He just goes and sticks his hand and shit. Things happen.
It's true.
This is fantastic for me because it really doesn't matter that I read the book. It really doesn't, because they're changing a lot of things. Like I said, still maintaining the overall story, but the way in which things are happening is very different. And I'm here for it. It's really cool how we're getting simultaneously, we're moving really quickly through some of the major beats, but at the same time preserving a lot of the mystery as to what is actually happening. You know, here we have these machines or elements of a machine getting apparently reactivated, still no closer to understanding what the hell they're for or what's going on. The situation with Murtry is already coming to a head. And I was wondering how long they were going to play that out. So I think there's is there 10 episodes this season? Or was it 8? I can't remember what I saw. There actually, well, let me go ahead and look. 10 episodes. Okay. So 10 episodes this season. So we're a fifth of the way through the plot. So yeah, we're about where we should be with things that have happened so far. It was interesting watching Naomi interact, because all of her stuff, like I said, is new. You know, she never went down to the planet with them in the books. And so it's interesting watching how they've developed a storyline for her this gives us a view into the Belter perspective, especially the perspective of a Belter who is attempting to sort of find a way to cope with and maybe even integrate into, to a certain degree, the lifestyle of the inners, you know, like what it's like to be someone who is under an atmosphere and has access to fresh water and, you know, has to deal with gravity and all these things that, you know, we take for granted, having grown up under 1G on a planet where we don't have to worry about being able to breathe.
Not yet.
It doesn't hurt us if we're healthy just walking around or going for a quick brief jog or going up a hill. You know, those are all things we can handle, and those are things that will literally kill her if she's not careful. And that's just really interesting to watch. It was funny seeing Alex trying to hit on the medic and then realizing that she was married and just making a beeline out of there. That is so many of us are like that, and I'm glad that the show, you know, doesn't try to make its heroes perfect. You know, we saw a situation where Alex was clearly trying to, you know, just get some, and when it didn't work out, he did what a lot of people would do and just like sort of like hightailed it out of there because he was embarrassed. And that's spot on. That is absolutely very human, and moments like that are what really endear characters to an audience. So I'm glad that the show consistently does that with its characters. I was gonna say what I'm looking forward to next, which is usually what I do with other shows that I watch, but I realized that because I did read the books, any speculation I make is probably gonna be spoilers.
Say it again.
Not just for where the show might end up going, or how the show might end up getting to places, but also for the books themselves. So I'm not going to do that. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel a lot, and I appreciate it when you guys do that because it shows me that you care, and makes me feel all nice and warm and fuzzy. Anyway, guys, stay safe, be well, and please join me for the next one. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.